Black.
All right, you let the Lord let me say yeah?
Yeah.
You let the Lord let me say oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
All right, my name is Brother Ashlie Overby. I bring you greetings from True Love Apostolic Faith Church, where our pastor is Dr. Joe R. Williams.
Amen.
I guess I was going to have to, run past when I get back to church. That was one of the stipulations he let me come here today. What I do is I'm a Christian comedian. And emphasis on the Christian first, comedian second, because more than any joke I ever tell is my relationship with God.
Amen.
So whenever you see me, whenever you hear me, you'll never hear any cursing, any profane, anything explicit, explicit, anything like that. Don't get nasty, anything like that. Every kid, every grown-up can laugh at these jokes and not feel like he did anything wrong.
Amen.
All right, and that's just a main focus for me. I believe that Christians are able to have fun and laugh and enjoy themselves without having to go out and feel like you just sin or anything like that. And if you need to laugh, you should be able to look in-house within your Christian brothers and sisters and get that type of entertainment. Amen? Amen. And a lot of people ask me, how did I become a Christian comedian? And I tell them, I tried everything else and nothing else. I was never good at anything. Like, I tried working with kids for a couple of years. If you ever work with kids day in and day out, two things will happen to you. One, you'll start acting like a kid all over again. And two, you'll start to slowly go crazy because of the things the kids bring to you. Because they got great imaginations. And your imagination has to reach out to go with the kids. I had one kid come to me and he grabbed me on my leg and said, Mr. Ashlie, they keep beating me up in the bathroom. They keep beating him up in the bathroom, so I'm running through the school. I get to the bathroom, and there's nobody in the bathroom. And he says, do you see him? And I was looking at him like, see who? And he said, he's standing over there in the corner. He got on a Gillian suit. And I didn't know what that was. I'm like, what's a Gillian suit? So this kid went into definition. The Gillian suit is this experimental suit that they got in the army that they put on, and they make their whole body invisible, and he's wearing it over there. And I couldn't tell the little boy that, he was making up stuff. So I said, yeah, I see him. I see him. I'm like, how about this? You walk out the bathroom, and I'll tell him to stop messing with you. So he walks out. He's like, thank you, Mr. Ashlie. So he walks out. So I'm yelling in the bathroom, hey, don't beat him up no more. Don't beat him up. So I walk out. The next day, he's in there screaming. So I run into the bathroom, and he's laying up against the wall, and it looks like he's getting hit. And he's like, Mr. Ashlie, get him off me. I know you see him. So I had to actually tell the little boy's parents that he was getting beat up by the invisible man in the bathroom. I had to write reports about it and tell my boss about it. And in the course of it, I started thinking to myself, like, you should have seen him. He was giving the business. Man, I didn't know. I had to jump in. He tried to hit me once. I failed. I'm making the story all with him. I was like, I can't leave working with kids too much longer. I'm in the military right now. I'm at Fort Sill. And I've been in too long. I'm coming up on 2 years in January. And where we lived at, me and my wife, before we moved here, we lived in Newport News, Virginia. It is not the nicest city in the world. Not the roughest, not the roughest, but it's definitely not the nicest. So I went off and I learned how to shoot, the rifle and everything like that. And I wrote my wife in the letter. I'm like, hey, I shot 39 out of 40 targets. I'm an expert shooter, everything like that. And so she gets excited. She's like, oh, yeah, when you come back, you can probably protect us. I'm letting her, hype herself up. Yeah, baby, I got that. I didn't have enough heart to tell her that we shoot laying down. And that's not a good way to start an altercation on somebody talking to you. Hey, man, hold on, back up real quick while I get this. Hey, baby, hand me the rifle real quick. You go about 150 meters that way and talk that stuff. It didn't work like that. She had all these, things in the head that I could do that. Man, how many of y'all got kids? Y'all got kids, parents? Y'all got kids on your side?
Amen.
How many of y'all giving our kids whippings? Right? Be honest. That's what I'm talking about. It's a whipping. I got 3 of them. Even the youngest one trying to get it sometimes. He 8 months, but you got to catch yourself before you get him. My wife always look at me. But I tell you what, I think the rearing of the children is so important in these days because they're going to grow up and get away from it. I remember when I was growing up, I tried to be a gangster one time. I tried to be a gangster. The only thing that didn't work out with that was, one, I don't have the best memory, so I kept leaving all my guns and stuff at home, and I was caught out there by myself. But two, I had a curfew. And before I was afraid of any other gangster or police officer or anything like that, my mom and dad had me shook. But my boy's like, hey, look, man, I saw some dudes over there, they slipping. We about to go around the corner and get on. I'm like, yeah, wait a minute, it's 11:30. I need one of y'all to swing by the crib real quick. I got to check in and go to bed. Come on, man, we going to get him right now. No, dog, Mom said 11:30. 11:30, dog, I got to be back in. So, my mom and my dad, they had two different styles of disciplining their children. My mom, she lived by a philosophy, and it's called the smack, repeat. And if you never heard that before, if you never experienced it before, allow me to go into it because it's a very useful tool. Parents, take notes. It's called the smack, repeat. Give an example. Let's say you're my dad, all right? And you tell me to go clean my room. And I said, Dad, I ain't about to go clean my room. The first thing he would say is, that's the part, right? Smack, boom.
Oh, yeah.
And then repeat. Matter of fact, I got those bags up. It's the repeat smack. See, I got hit so many times, I done mixed it all up. He'll say, just clean your room, and then smack. Just like that. So my mom would do that to me all the time. Hey, Ashlie, getting me, I want you to clean these toys up. I don't want to clean my toys up. You don't want to clean your toys up, smack. That quick. And it helped because the let me know I did something wrong. The repeat told me what I did wrong, and then she took the appropriate action by smacking. That quick. But my dad, he was more the one, like, he liked to give you a spanking and tell you why he's giving you a spanking. Like, you know how they do the little, why did you go down the street when I told you not to? And that was cool, I understood. But my dad started real bad. And so I was winding up getting a 5-minute whooping just when I came out the trash. I'm just starting to get back up. I'm 22 and I got out of high school. About a year later, I went to school for a year. I got married, stopped for a little while, joined the military. Now I'm back into school and I'm doing great in my classes. But they're online classes. And being in school, I always had an excuse for everything. And one week I didn't make my assignment deadline. She sent me an email. How come you didn't see your assignment in? And the first thing that came to mind, I typed it back. I was like, my dog ate my homework. And then you remind me of an online class and there's no paper involved and stuff like that. I got a 0 that week. And you know, I love going to church and see everybody here in church, and that's a good thing. Everybody get yourself a hand for being in church. I love going to church. I love churches that are looking to build, looking to grow. It's not enough just to be, you know, in a huge building, but after you get to that huge building, filling that building out and then touching more souls and maybe, you know, sparking some offspring ministries, you know, sister churches and everything like that. And that's great. I remember it reminds me of a story. There was a preacher. And he had got up, he was at a visiting church. And he started a church, and the pastor told him before he started preaching, hey, look, we're looking to make this church grow. We want to just build on this church. And he said, okay, I got you. So he goes out there and he starts getting up, and the spirit starts getting high. And he said, Lord, if we want this church to move, this church has got to walk. And somebody in the back jumped up and said, let her walk, preacher, let her walk. And so he said, okay, I got one with me. So he keeps going. He said, no, this church ain't got to walk. This church got to run. Person in the back goes again and said, let her run, preacher, let her run. He said, okay, that's cool. So he keeps going, start getting high. He said, no, this church ain't got to run, it's got to. Person in the back goes again, let